bring him on. Mr. Art Gillespie, what's happening?
Hey, man.
What's up, fam? What's up, fam? How you got me? You got me okay?
Yeah, we got you. We got you. Beautiful.
Good to see you, brothers. Good to see you, brothers.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Well, we were just talking about, we're starting to come out of COVID, and you had, a lot that you dealt with in COVID. I don't know if you want to spend a couple minutes talk about it and how you doing right now.
Yeah, I'm actually doing a lot better. To be honest, the recovery process has been a little slow, but, I stay positive, man, still working through it. The COVID actually was a silver lining for me. It took me to another issue that I had a lung issue that wound up having to have surgery for. So it was a blessing in disguise, but I'm still recovering from the combination of both of those, you know what I mean? So much better than I was 5-6 months ago, in a much better place. So really just looking forward to being strong and being prepared for, what we got coming up in August.
Hey, that is awesome. Coming up in August, so that means we got something else to talk about. But hey, all right, we all went to Mendel. We just know what the background is of this thing called house. Why do you think this thing has just been so popular and continues to move forward like it has?
I tell you honestly, man, in my experience, something about house music, that is just it's such a soul clenching vibe, you know what I mean? And that's always been something that people of goodwill and good faith have always connected and collaborated on. You could take that house vibe, and if you a fan, go to any parts of Chicago, when we were younger, and party and, feel at home and just feel like you right in your community, wherever you come from, north side, west side, east or south, And then as we got older, that just morphed into, not only just a remembrance, but people of good faith becoming even more mature and all vibing out to the good music. So I just love it, man. It's just something that, the energy is always something that's positive. I think people really, really thrive on that.
Yeah, that's it, man. You said it. And then, having gone to Mendel, right, and been right there in the midst of it, so many people say, to your point, it's you said soul clenching. I mean, that's some powerful imagery when you think about that. It truly is a spiritual thing.
Absolutely. 100%. And, being fortunate as we were to come up through that era at Mendel, it puts even more of a final point on it, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people came to our neck of the woods, if you will, and experienced that whole vibe that, we create there. And then we just had some of the hottest guys in the game, similar to what we got going on in August. Back we got going on in August. But, that's where the roots were, for a lot of that community, you know what I mean? So everybody understands that. And that's why I think we see a lot of love still.
Yeah. And DJ Dewey B, as DJ, what is the job of the DJ in this whole thing when we talk about it's a spiritual thing? And what is the DJ's role in creating that atmosphere?
Well, a good DJ, and all of them are good. I don't disrespect anybody. A good DJ is going to take you on a journey and take your mind away from the bull that you're going through in life, man. That, just release yourself for a minute. Yeah. Take your mind away, stress-free, enjoy yourself. That's a good DJ. No matter what he's playing, he might be playing some slow jams. I've seen some slow jam DJs on Twitch, and they work. So do your thing, man. Do your thing. That's the whole thing, right?
Yeah. Now, Art, what's a couple of your favorite house stories?
House stories. I tell you, man, everything for me. What I really love, to be honest, man. I love those huge events that we have. Obviously, the Chosen is one of the premier events. But what I like is the remembrance of going back when they were doing their thing on the Midway before it even got, to where it is today, and just how everybody came together, in that really small space right at the beginning, and how that just blossomed into something big, And then obviously. I always think back to our times, 4 years of Mendel, man. I got more memories than we got time today.
Hey, well, I tell you what, I want to say hello to the family out there. What's happening, Jerry? Hey, she's loving the T-shirt, y'all. She's loving that black and silver. I appreciate that. Hey, Scott, what's going on? Let's get it. Hey, Dewey sees you guys out there. What's happening? And Scott agrees with you. It's a journey. It is a true journey. We appreciate you guys being out there as we do our thing here tonight. So, as you mentioned, just being a part of it all was a great experience. And seeing some of the big events that, are now, knowing the origins of where they came from, really is kind of special, right? Because you can't explain it to people. You just had, you had to be there,
Right. Absolutely. I speak to that. I tell you, perfect example, like with my children, my oldest daughter's 33 now, and the generational aspect of it, you try to introduce them to it, and they can maybe appreciate the music and they can vibe with you. But again, it's not the same experience as it was when you grew up in that, and that's, the converse is true as well, because they're growing up to a style of music that, is not the same energy as we had when we were coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Hey, Dewey, talk a little bit about the differences in kind of culture when you think about music, because oftentimes we talk about house music and the positive messaging and, really uplifting. It could get your mind off the bull you're going through. Talk a little bit more about how that's evolved.
You know what I feel on the music is if you take today's drill music, let's say, and I'm not trying to promote or disrespect anything, but today's drill music has that same energy. If they would just speak on something positive, try to bring brothers together, that it would be a whole nother deal. You know what I'm saying? It's got the same energy. I mean, you see them at a club or a concert, they singing the lyrics just like we used to.
Right.
But it's just on such a negative level, like that you can't get past that bridge or that wall right there.
Yeah.
If it would move in another direction, just take a turn, a 90-degree turn, we would be in a whole nother level of thinking. And that's the same energy that you need in life, man. It's life giving or it's life taking in their case.
Absolutely.
Man, that's powerful, man. That's powerful, dude. I sit here and think about what you just said, and I just bruised. I mean, I get a really good understanding that they're doing the same thing.
Yes,
they're doing the same thing. They're vibing off the same music energy, but it needs to be redirected. It needs to be redirected, and it has to. It just really is a testament to how music influences culture.
It does. It follows it too. It's a part of what they live, man. They live for their lives every single second of the day, and it's reflected in their music. Now, I don't get that because I don't do that. I'm old now. I done lived most of my life. I got more years behind me than I do ahead of me. So I don't get it, but I do get it. If you living for your life every second, that's what you reflect in your music. And if we could, like I said, if we could redirect that energy into something that makes sense, and I know there's a lot of blood that's been spilled, so it's hard to say forgive and forget, but if you can redirect that energy, you can have something, you can do something.
Yeah, that's well said. Well said. Now, Art, you made a couple of you alluded to an event coming up on August 7th, and what I want to do, I'm gonna go ahead and put a banner up real quick, and then I'm gonna let you kind of speak to it a little bit and talk about what's coming up. But we're going to assemble a lot of the 80s DJs, or at least they graduated in the 80s. And these gentlemen are still playing house music. They're still DJs. They're still lighting it up today. And we're going to have them for over the next couple of months join us on the show and do different things. But tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, this is something we are hugely excited about. Building off of the really the good energy that we have from our virtual experience, the similar concept where we brought together I think it was 6 of us, but all of the DJs from the 80s era, and put them together in one venue, one event, and I would just blew the roof off of what we had going on, and doing the virtual event. So to get all of these cats together in the same space is really going to be something special. And the fact that we're celebrating our 5th annual year of putting this together, combining both the concept of the reunion with the picnic, is just a huge opportunity for all classes, all schools to come out and, show their love, particularly since, we're just reopening and everything is kind of coming back to normal, and good opportunity for everybody to get together in person. So we are really, really looking forward to this. And I think this is going to be one for the memory books, to be honest.
That is awesome. That's awesome. Now, who's some of the DJs that are going to be there? So
we're looking at from the classes from 88 all the way up to 84. All right, you're going to have, obviously, my man DJ Dewey B representing our class 84, and then you got brothers coming from, I'm sorry, I had a fly in front of me, but you got brothers, if I'm not mistaken, DJ Yella, you got Al Holmes, Eric Smooth is going to be doing a set where he's doing representing classical music. And the beauty of this as well, we got that brother Eric Smooth is going to be doing a tribute to our man Bill Morton, brother Big Bill Morton, who was class of 84 representative also, that we wound up losing just recently.
Yeah. I think it's going to be an incredible event. What's the date, time, and other information?
So we're looking at August 7th, looking to kick it off at about noon that day, and that's going to run all the way. Again, we're going to have 6 hours of house music going back to back to back. We're going to be out at Thornton Wood, Wampum Lake, and all the information is on the, it's on the flyer. And, easy, beautiful, beautiful venue that we wound up picking out this time. Going to be right by the water. Just a heck of a venue, a lot of space, parking, none of that stuff is an issue. So it'll really be a good opportunity for everybody to get together.
That is going to be an awesome event, and that's going to be a lot of fun as we open back up, because to your point, we've been virtual for the last several events that we've done. So this is kind of our first time getting back together. And so we want to do something really special. DJ Dewey B and myself, the House Culture Conversations family, Mr. Scott Wright, we will be sending you your own ticket to the event for your support of this, platform. You have been solid, brother. So we want you there on the 7th as our guest. And we'll get to you and more. And all of our other loyal, we're going to pick about over the next 5 weeks as we go each week. We're going to bless somebody else with a ticket to be out there with us. Now, if you're not going to come, don't take the ticket.
That's right. That's right.
Or give it to somebody you love, somebody you want to get there and have them enjoy. It was something you was talking about earlier that Scott keyed in on. Before I talk about Lisa saying preach Dewey, it was so hot back in the day. When you describe it to people today, they think you're lying. Like, yeah, right. Yeah, that happened. Right, they really can't believe. And that is so true. And Dewey, when you were talking earlier, Lisa actually was like, hey, you are preaching, you are spitting the truth. And that is so true. We got to pivot and move this message. So again, it's all about community, and we're trying to get everybody together. And I think this event is going to be a good one. Now, I know we've done some things at this event, but whatever events we may do, whether it's a tug of war, whether it's shooting ball, or whatever we're doing, class of 84, I think holds it down across the board. Across the board. Absolutely. So I guess I'm just putting it out there to all the other classes. Bring your game. Whatever the game's going to be. If we play spades, you better be ready. So we got you.
Absolutely. And let me just mention also, Derek, on that ticket price, we got a good thing going with an early bird special. So between now and July 7th, you can get those tickets for $5 less, $15 as opposed to the $20 after July 7th.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. So there you go. Make plans to be with us on the 7th. I'm going to be coming in. I'm going to travel to be there. So it's important. And it's not so much about just showing up, but it's about community. I'd love to see you guys. I'd love to hug next. We haven't seen each other for many of us many years, but over the last year, we've been shut in. So now that we're out of COVID, more or less, let's get back together, celebrate, have a good time, because that's what it's really about. Like Dewey said, I can't stress it enough. We get us off, get our minds off of some of the stuff we've been going through, and also check on your people. That's okay. Right. People been shut up for a year. make sure you're checking on people and loving on them and letting you know you care. And the other thing is the flyer can be found out on social media, right? And
Yes,
what
sir.
site? Just on the Mendel Monarchs page?
We got the Mendel Monarchs page on Facebook. We got our IG page, 84 Monarchs, Mendel Monarchs, and we also have the Twitter page as well.
Okay. So make sure you go out there. One, support those sites, like those sites, follow those sites. You'll get more information on this big event coming up. It's going to be a heck of a time. Now, as we pivot off that conversation, all right, what do you think is the evolution of what we've been going through over the last year in COVID and now coming back together? Do you think we're going to be 100% back live, or do you think there's really an ongoing opportunity for this virtual world?
You know, I think there's I think both of those. You know, with the as far as COVID, the trick here is going to be, you know, you see there's been some vaccine hesitancy, and how that's going to play out. You know, I think we're looking at maybe about 60%, 65% of the country, you know, that have actually gotten the vaccine. How that's going to play out remains to be seen, I think. You know, there are variants and things like that. Will a booster be required? There's a lot of questions that are still there, you know. So that's something that we're going to have to be seeing. That's the reason why we're taking this, you know, that particular topic seriously for our event, because being outdoors is obviously something that's still recommended by the CDC. So the spacing and the fact that you're outdoors, you know, lowers obviously the opportunity for the virus to spread and anything in that capacity. So something that was important to us when we were planning this event. But to your question about you know, what we're looking for in the future, I think that you're right. I think that this did open up opportunity to people. A lot of people starting to see that this whole virtual aspect, things that we threw through Zoom. I mean, a lot of employers are recognizing that a lot of people did not actually have to be on site to work, you know, and that's something that I think become a part of our reality in the future. So, yeah, I think that there's I think that this whole episode exposed a lot of weaknesses and a lot of vulnerabilities in a lot of different ways. And that's something that we're all learning and growing from.
Yeah, that's well said. What's that? Dewey, your thoughts?
I agree totally. As a person that's had COVID and survived it, thank God, Art is speaking nothing but the truth. And again, protect yourselves, everyone. This is not over. We need to get through this smart and efficiently. And if you don't believe in it, you don't have to spread it. Keep yourself protected and do the best you can, because we don't need this to kick off again. We cannot go back into lockdown. We cannot, I'm going to quote somebody that I never thought I'd quote. We cannot shut down the country again, everybody. Good Lord. Can't do it no more. Either get vaccinated or protect yourself. One or the other. Do one or the other.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a good advice. And, you know, Scott, we'll make sure that link information gets out over the course of the next week. Again, it's on August 7th, the Mendel All-Class Reunion Picnic and House Party. We will be continuing to announce that, talk about that, bring on different guests that will give their perspective why this event is so important. And I really think this is so different from other events because we're coming out of COVID. We're getting back together. We need to do it smart. We need to do it wise for sure. But man, it's going to be good to see everybody. It's going to be good to be hearing live music. It's going to be everything. So we're looking forward to everybody coming out for that. Now, so, all right, where do you see this going? I mean, we think about house music when we were back in the day. We think about where we are today. Where do you see this thing going?
Honestly, from our inception, excuse me, from the beginning, I always saw this as becoming and evolving into a premier event. You know, with all due respect, I love what goes on with the Chosen. I would like to see us be.
Oh, wait, you got locked up. So after you said, I would like to see this be.
I would like to see this be the opening salvo for the summer. So, you know, our event is the official kickoff for the summer, and then everything else that comes after that, you follow, falls in line. So I think there's a lot of potential for growth with what we got going on.
Agreed.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, listen, we thank you so much for coming on, hanging out with us, and talking about this big, important event that's coming up on August 7th that we want everybody to think about. If you're coming out slowly and you want to get around some good music and really connect with the people that love the music and the culture, put it on your calendar. It's going to be out at what's the park again? Get that information again.
Wampum Lake out in Thornton, Illinois.
Okay. All right. So make plans to come out there and have a good time. And we love you guys. Remember, we got some new T-shirts. We're going to do something to get that out to you. I see people are feeling that black and silver. So there you go. I hope it's not any Oakland Raiders out there.
That black and silver feels like this beard color I got going on now.
And I think it's going to match real nice. It's going to match really nice. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, and thank all of you for joining the House Culture Conversation. We're going to check you out next week, and in the meantime, listen to a lot of music. Buy some records.
Buy some records.
Peace. We love you guys. Take care.